Welcome to the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. E-Content Developer is Professor Basavaraj VK, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government Engineering College, Raichur. So we are studying the fifth module, that is sheet metal operations in metal cutting and forming, that is 18ME 35A. So this is the third session we are going to have, in which we are going to study about the draw ratio and drawing forces. So once the session is going to be completed, at the end of the session, students will be able to understand what is the draw ratio, identify the drawing forces in sheet metal operation, and the knowledge of drawing process. So the contents to be covered in this session will be introduction to draw ratio, drawing force, MCQs on the introduction to draw ratio and drawing force, and assessment on VTU question papers. So we'll begin with the introduction for the drawing force and drawing ratio. So in the last class we have seen the meaning of drawing. Okay, in sheet metal operations, the definition of drawing or the meaning of drawing, we are going to say it as, it is the process of making cups, shells and similar articles from the metal blanks. So here what happens is, the punch forces a sheet metal blank to flow plastically into the clearance between the punch and die. So finally the blank takes a shape of the cup. Cup shape is formed, and that itself we are going to call it as the drawing. So the continuation of that or the next of that, we are going to say it as the deep drawing. So in deep drawing what happens is, or we can say that drawing when cup height is more than half the diameter is called as the deep drawing process. Okay. So usually ductile materials are easier to be drawn into the deeper cups. So we are going to compare the height and the diameter, and that particular concept we are going to say it as the deep drawing. So for drawing and deep drawing, we are going to make use of the term drawing ratio. So this drawing ratio is defined as the ratio of the blank diameter to the punch diameter. So blank diameter is the one which we are interested in getting it in the form of a cup, and the punch diameter is the tool diameter, because punch we are using it as a tool. So these two diameters we are going to consider, and that ratio we are going to call it as the draw ratio. So then LDR is also a term which is used related to drawing. So LDR is defined as the highest value of the ratio of the blank diameter to the punch diameter that can be drawn out without failure, and is expressed as LDR is equal to dB by dP maximum. So here whatever the blank diameter is there and the punch diameter is there, without failure, how easily the flow of metal takes place, that particular value we are going to call it as the LDR. Here dB and dP are the diameters of blank and punch respectively. Okay. So this we are going to have. So dB is the diameter of the blank, dP is the diameter of the punch, as we have seen. So blank diameter is the one which we are going to set as the cup diameter, what we are going to have. Then the dP is the punch diameter. Punch diameter is tool diameter. So in the previous concept also we have seen that the punch is going to apply the force here. So this ratio of dB to dP we are going to call it as draw ratio, limiting draw ratio. So this drawing ratio is going to give us the measurement of the amount of drawing performed on a sheet metal blank. Okay, so this drawing ratio, whatever we have seen now, dB by dP, is going to help us to measure the amount of drawing performed on a sheet metal blank. So the higher the drawing ratio, the more extreme the amount of deep drawing. Okay, so that is the thing what we have seen, the ratio of height to diameter. So here what happens is, in case of deep drawing, the diameter will be less, height will be more. That itself we are going to call it as the deep drawing process. So due to the geometry, forces, metal flow and material properties of the work, there is a limit to the amount of deep drawing that can be performed on a sheet metal blank in a single operation. So if we want to have more height of a cup, and if we apply more force, so that may not be possible in a single operation. So because the controlling criteria for this will be geometry and what amount of force we are going to apply, the mechanical properties of the material, ductility of the material, flowability of the material, they are going to limit the amount of deep drawing. So there is a suitable relation between these two, that is the diameter to the height. So because of which what happens is, so if we want to increase the height more and more, so we cannot carry out the operation in a single step. That deep drawing cannot be carried out in a single step. So drawing ratios can help to determine the maximum amount of deep drawing possible. Means how many steps or how many passes are needed to carry out the deep drawing is roughly calculated as dr is equal to dB by dP, where dB is the diameter of the blank and dP is the diameter of the punch. For shapes that are non-circular, the maximum diameter is sometimes used, or occasionally drawing ratio is calculated using the surface areas. So most of the times we are going to come up with the circular sections only, but sometimes we may come up with non-circular shapes also. So in such cases we are going to talk about the surface area, because there the diameter will not come into picture. In drawing ratio with circular section we saw that dB by dP, whereas here what happens is, as it is a non-circular section, so diameter is not considered, rather we are going to talk about the surface area of both, that is the blank and the punch. The limit to the drawing ratio for an operation is usually 2 or under of that. Okay, the limit to the drawing ratio, what we are going to say, dB by dP is going to be 2 or less than that. Actual limits to the amount of drawing possible are also dependent upon the depth of drawing, punch radius, die radius, anisotropy of the sheet metal and the blank, sheet and blank metal. So the variables which are going to control this drawing are depth of the drawing, how much depth we are going to have, the radius which we are going to give it for the punch. In the earlier classes also, that is in the first session itself, we saw that some radius is needed to give it for punch, because what happens is, if the punch is not made of with the radius, so the sharpened part is going to cut or tear off the plate, or sometimes if more radius is given, that time what happens is wrinkle may come on the surface of the sheet. So to avoid that, we need to have the approximate or proper punch radius. Similarly, radius is also given for die. Then property of the material, uniformity of the material we are going to talk about for the sheet. So limiting draw ratio is also said with respect to the average flow stress, the current thickness and the maximum permissible value of wall stress in equation is necessary. So we know that here in case of drawing or deep drawing, we are going to come up with the plaster deformation. So therefore we are going to consider the flow stress into account. So this is beyond the scope, so we are not going to be much concentrating on this point. but some comments can be made about the influence of different properties on the limiting drawing ratio. In the first instance, we neglect strain hardening, then the maximum drawing stress will be at the start of the drawing. So, if we are not going to consider the strain hardening, the maximum drawing stress will be at the start of the drawing, means at the beginning when the punch touches the blank. So that time what happens is, or the sheet, so maximum stress will be, drawing stress will be induced. So if the flow stress is sigma f is equal to y, then it is constant, and it is given by this sigma phi is equal to 1 by eta y of logarithm of r naught by ri plus mu b divided by pi r naught t naught exponential of mu pi by 2. So here LDR, that is limited draw ratio minus beta, is given as d naught by dn, where d naught what we are going to call the first diameter which we are going to consider at the beginning, then dn is going to be the after drawing process whatever the cup diameter will be there, that we are going to consider. So the drawing ratio in general beta I is given as di divided by di plus 1, and then b1 bi are the redrawing and first drawing values. It is also expressed, whatever the draw ratio is there, that also is expressed in terms of reduction, small r we are going to have. Reduction is measured using the same variables as drawing ratio. So reduction can be calculated as dB minus dP divided by dB, where again same thing, dB and dP are going to be the diameter of blank and punch respectively. So the reduction should be 0.5 or less, often expressed as a percentage reduction. So R is expressed in terms of some percentage, that is whatever the value we are going to get, that to be with the multiplied by 100, so that we are going to get the percentage of reduction for that. So here the reduction should be 50% or less than that. Now we will see the forces which are in the deep drawing of sheet metal. So the force used to accomplish a sheet metal deep drawing operation must be adequate enough to provide for the sheet's deformation, enact proper metal flow, and overcome the friction during the process. So here whatever the punch force that is provided on the blank must give the deformation to the sheet. So it must be adequate, means sufficient enough to provide for sheet's deformation and the proper flow of the metal, and it has to overcome the frictional forces which are going to be between the surfaces of the work and the punch. So the magnitude of force must not be too high or applied incorrectly, or else tearing of the sheet metal may occur. So whatever the punch force that is going to act on the work, if it exceeds, so that time what happens is excess force may tear off the sheet, or if it is less, so wrinkle may happen on the or occur or come on the sheet side. So the punch and the blank holder will exert separate forces, and these forces need to be considered. So understanding the material flow during the manufacturing process is essential to understand the forces acting on the work. So we can make, or we can give a simple example for this and we can understand that. Imagine we can take a piece of paper and we are going to place it on the die cavity, and if we are going to move it with the help of punch, so that time what happens is the paper is forced to take the shape of the cup. So whatever the shape of the cup is there, that is going to be there. So if the paper folds or wrinkles in the process, so what happens is we assume that whatever the force applied by the punch is not correct. So therefore this is not how a sheet metal worker should act during a deep drawing operation. That's what is a simple example. So a piece of paper is placed on the round cup. So punch is moved this sponge forces into the cup, and if we observe that any fold or wrinkle is there, so that is because of the punch force which is acting on the paper over there. So sheet metal blank being deep drawn into a round cylindrical part, the material under the punch gets forced into the cavity, pulling material with it to form the walls of the part. So whatever the shape is there, that it is going to occupy. Sometimes in deep drawing, an amount of sheet metal material is not drawn into the die and forms a flange around the completed part. So however, during a deep drawing operation, all of the material not yet drawn over the die radius and into the die cavity is often referred to as the flange. So the meaning of flange, what we are going to understand here, that is, so when the deep drawing operation takes place, some material is not completely drawn into the die radius or die cavity, so it remains in the in between only. Complete is not taken into, means it has not taken the shape of the die completely, so that is called as a flange. So during the ongoing process, material from the flange is constantly being forced into the die. The diameter of the die cavity is smaller than that of the sheet metal blank. So here what happens is, whatever the flange we are going to obtain, once again it is forced, means step by step process it is. So it remains at the top, once again it starts coming in the downward direction. So this is about the forces in the deep drawing process, means sufficient force, not excess or not lesser force. So we will see some of the MCQs with respect to this. So in deep drawing of sheets, the value of limiting draw ratio depends upon percentage elongation of the sheet metal, yield strength of the sheet metal, type of press used, thickness of. Basically it depends upon the yield strength of the sheet metal, because we are interested in getting the deformation of the material. Next, the second one is the cutting force in punching and blanking operations mainly depends upon the modulus of elasticity of material, the shear strength of the metal, the bulk modulus of the metal, the yield strength of metal. So here the cutting force in punching and blanking operation depends upon, because cutting has to take place, shearing has to take place, it depends upon the shear strength. So bulk modulus and yield strength are not required here. So this is modulus of elasticity, elastic deformation are not required, bulk modulus and yield strength. Then sheet metal bending involves which of the following stresses? So compressive, shear, tensile, we are going to have shearing forces. The cutting force in the sheet metal blanking operation depends on which mechanical property of the metal. So compressive strength is going to govern that. Sheet metal working includes both forming and cutting compression, that is the true statement. So the assignment questions will be, what is the drawing ratio and explain the LDR, limiting draw ratio. Then write a note on the drawing forces. So this is with respect to the references. So the manufacturing process by P. N. Rao. Then these are the